What's up, everybody? I think I'm about 3 minutes early. So, there's 26 of you here already. All right, cool. Nice to see you guys. I'm going to play you guys a little music while we're waiting for everybody to show up. Heading down south to the land of the pines, strum my way to North Carolina. Take a ride, praying out I see headlights. We made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Friday I can see my baby tonight. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. That's just one verse, but what's up, guys? So I'm sitting on my parents' porch. I'm in Seattle, Washington, and I just want to have an update with you guys. It's been a while. Pretty much the same as last time, though. I mean, everybody's kind of hunkered down and not doing much. I just don't really like putting out useless content, so now I actually have something to say, so this is it. It's about 1 minute till, so what do you guys think? Another song? I think I'll just check on you and make sure everything's good. Oh, nobody's here yet. Hold on. Let's just see, make sure that everybody can see me. Sorry, give me 1 second. What's going on here? Why? I can't see any let's see. Check video resolution. Stream is healthy. No data. Give me a sec. I'm not sure what happened to the thing. Let's just see. Sorry guys, they took away the legacy live streaming platform on YouTube, so maybe somebody could just text me if any of you guys have my number. It's 808-817, no, I'm sorry, 276-8117. If you guys could text me and let me know that you can see this. I don't see where I can see it. Oh, you know what? I'll try this one. Copy, paste. Oh yeah, there we go. Ah, there we go. Awesome, cool. Hold on, I gotta watch a little bit of an ad. Okay, good. So I need to take the latency off. Hey, okay, cool. Nice to see you guys. Philip's here. Ah, see. Yeah, I was in and it was working pretty good. Sweet. All right, Freebird. Maybe post the link to the chat in WhatsApp. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Let's do that. Hey man, we are online driving to our next mission with the laptop in our lap. Let's do this thing. All right, the Wilcoxes. Thank you for joining in, guys. Let's go ahead and... Oh, here we go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so now I can see you guys. All right, so you guys can talk to me on this window. I can talk to you on this window. It's two separate things. I've got my live stream. Actually, I'll just show you because it's easier that way. So check this out. So this is the live stream window where I can share the link with you guys, and I'm going to copy that right now and send it via email. Actually, I think I already have it, and put it up on my WhatsApp group. By the way, if you guys aren't part of the WhatsApp group, there's a WhatsApp group that I started about, I don't know, 6 months ago, and it's awesome. There's a lot of really cool people, and we help each other out, and boat issues and whatever politics sometimes comes up. People sometimes go crazy. It's interesting. And so this is the actual window where I can see you guys chat. So I'll always type and be like, welcome, y'all, even though I never say y'all. Okay, cool. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about with you guys today. I'm going to go back to my, this is my OBS thing where I control the live stream. And we'll transition to just my face again. So, okay. Let me get my outline up real quick. So, first of all, I would really like to know how you guys are doing, and if there's anything that Kimmy and I can do for you guys. If you got a business that you need to be promoted, or if you're struggling or whatever, just private message me, and I'd be happy to help out with that. I have a couple questions for you. Like, what is going on with you in this quarantine time? Do you guys have any crazy stories or wicked stuff going on? Nature's Journey says thanks for the wicked. The new gear looks badass. Thanks, man. Yeah, I put these on. Look, it says Sailing Zingaro on the back. It's gonna be awesome. I really like this hat too. I'm super happy. So, speaking of that, an update with the Kickstarter. I'm going a little out of the order of my outline, but the Kickstarter was a blaring success. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to continue this journey. So in return, I didn't skimp on anything. Like, every single thing that I got for the Kickstarter and the patrons and all the supporter stuff was top of the line stuff. We got hemp shirts for the guys. We got bamboo shirts for the girls. These hats are awesome. They're like very good condition, good quality. Got really cool prints. The 11 by 14 prints are going to be printed on canvas, which is cool. So the canvas can be framed or just tacked on the wall, and the rest of them are going to be printed on really hard cardstock, because there was several hundred 8x10s, and it would have cost like another, I don't know, I just didn't think it would be worth it for like what people wanted. So Lance Reynolds, what's up, dude? How you doing in West Australia? The air freight business is absolutely ripping right now. Yeah, I bet. I have no doubt about that. So let's talk about what I'm doing. I've left Maui. So I went to Vipassana on Maui. Everybody knows that. Vipassana was awesome. I can't recommend it enough. It really helps me out, being not so reactive. And, you know, I did a lot of, after this boat broke, and like, there's just so much stuff that happened to me that I'm sure everybody kind of feels like that. I felt a little lost, and meditation really helps me center myself. And I've done a lot of personal growth in the last month or two, which I really needed in my life, and I hadn't really focused on myself for a while. So this has been the best situation personally for my personal growth. And I left Maui. I spent after I got out of Vipassana on Oahu, I went to Maui for like a month and a half, and I lived on my friend's boat, and we were spearfishing every day and stuff. And then I got a job opportunity in Las Vegas about 2 weeks ago. So I left and I went to Vegas. I spent 2 weeks with one of our patrons, and he was awesome. Very, very, I mean, thank you, man. That was really, really awesome. And finished that after 2 weeks, and then my dad came and picked me up because he lives in Sacramento, and we drove from Sacramento to Seattle, and I'm in Sumner, Washington right now, in my parents' house. So, yeah, why don't we go meet them? Why don't we go for a little tour? I need to turn on the, okay. So this is my parents' house. It's a cute little place. Oh wait, here we go. Here we go. It's just a little guy. My mom is really proud of this place. This is my niece, Maggie.
Hello.
my mom, Deborah. If you're in the WhatsApp group, Deb's
Yeah.
part of the WhatsApp group, so now you can put a name to the face.
Watching you.
My dad doesn't care about the WhatsApp group.
No, but I do care.
I don't think he knows how to use WhatsApp.
Hello,
That's
everybody.
my pop, Mark.
Thank you for supporting my son.
And yeah, this is the house. It's just a little house. Bedroom, bathroom, stairs, kitchen. And I'll show you where I'm living right now. Because this is just a 2-bedroom, so my parents have the bedrooms. My domicile. I'm sleeping in the motorhome. Just for the next couple weeks while I get all of the swag out. Well, this is cool, right? It's not bad. Got a little bed. Got my private Netflix all day. Got a heater. What does a boy need? Not much else. All right, let's go. This is backyard. Good deal, right? It's really nice to be with family. I haven't seen my parents in just over a year. Are you watching this? Oh, that's cute. Okay, so back outside where it's normal. Okay, Kimmy has a little message for you now. Let's see what's up with her.
Zingaro II, live from Berlin. Life has been pretty good for me the last couple of weeks, as I hope it has been for you guys. I've been editing my butt off over here, and now that I'm in a place with an actual internet connection, I'm trying to improve my editing by watching YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials on Premiere Pro. I hope you have been noticing the improvement of my work. Other than that, it's been pretty nice spending time with my family, and everybody's mood has really been improving with the weather getting warmer. So the current situation in Berlin is that the infection rate has gone way down. So we're actually allowed again to, 2 households are allowed to meet outside in a park or something with distance. But so I'm able to see my friends, 1 friend at a time, or if they live together, even 2. And that has been really good, you know, like getting out of the house, soaking up some sun, and it's been helping me over missing the ocean a lot. So I'm excited for the live stream. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be pretty late for me, but I'm gonna be there and watch it with you guys. So yeah, I wish you all a fun afternoon and a nice Sunday, and enjoy the live stream.
Kimmy! Oh, it's good to see your face, Kim. Thanks for doing that. So, yeah, she's doing good. She's with her family, happy. And I'm also with my family and very happy. I was a little lonely in Hawaii and in Las Vegas, and it's much better now. So, let's get to the boat search, huh? Okay. Oh, just in case you guys haven't done this yet, I'm figuring most of you guys probably have filled out your surveys, but you got to fill out your surveys for me to know what to order for the Kickstarter campaign. I've closed it. It closed yesterday, but you can still fill out your survey if you haven't filled it out yet. There was these motifs, and actually the favorite motif by far was this one, by like 400%, which is pretty cool. I really like that picture too. That was taken by our friend Te Moana, he's Morayan, and his name literally means deep blue ocean. And the first time I met this kid, he was diving to like 60 or 70 feet without fins, just kind of hanging out down there. Pretty cool cat. So we're gonna send him some cash for that too. Tay, if you're watching, love you, man. So let's see. I don't know if Kimmy's here or not. She said she was gonna try. I'm gonna text her real quick. I'm gonna say everybody wants to say hi to you. Hey, you. You here? Okay, so that's it. That's all the bullshit I want to talk about. Now we can talk about boats. All right, so the market is going a little bit crazy, and so is the economy. So we've been losing probably 10% of patrons per month, and we've decided that, and they're not regaining like usually patrons will come and go, and like every month you lose 10% and then you gain 10%, gain 15% or something like that. It's always this like sine wave that's always kind of going up, but now it's kind of going down. So I think that I'm not in fear of like totally losing my fan base, but I don't think that anybody's going to be apt to sign up for this kind of thing in the near future. And also the charter business. In 2008, the charter business came back really fast, but the in this economy, who knows? So for that reason, we've decided that we're not going to take a loan for the boat. That's the big news. We're going to pay cash. The other big news is that we have $100,000 cash. So after the Kickstarter campaign, we got paid like maybe, I think it was like 61,000 euro, which ended up being like $67,000 minus 10% for the Kickstarter fees. And then we paid back like a loan that we had borrowed $2,000 to get through the Panama Canal from Kimmy's sister, and another loan. And then the CPA accountant cost us like $3,000 because we had to figure out what to do with the taxing of this thing. And after everything, it'll be like $50,000. So we have another $50,000. We have 100,000 now, and we're looking at boats, cats and monos, for around that. Something that we can get into, get a little bit of equity in, like we can buy it now for really cheap, and then in a year we can sell it, have that equity, and then trade that up with some saved money for the cat that we wanted in the first place. So maybe we don't have to have a loan for the cat later. We just think that's prudent, and that's what we're doing. But the cool thing is the market right now is so crazy that $100,000 is enough for like a pretty cool cat. So let's check it out. I'm gonna put my desktop here. I'm gonna answer some of your questions first. No way you will lose us, William John. Yeah. But if people lose their jobs, they're not going to donate. I think it had more to do with the economy than you. Very smart. I'm hanging in. Thanks, Des. It may be not only the econ, also some people want to leave because they're missing news stories. Yeah, I'm sure there's part of that. And, you know, part of that is there was no way for us to make new content because, one, we're not together. Two, we're not doing anything. And three, we have so much good content. Like, we had just done all of our upgrading for our camera equipment and started editing better, and like our videos now are starting to get really good. So I hate to just throw that all away. So yeah, there's going to be like a little dip here, and then it'll go back up as soon as it transitions into season 2, looking for the boat, buying the boat, you know, having fun, and getting Kimmy on the boat, getting everything set up for that. Brendan says, how is it, James? Tell us about the TPI, bro. Okay, cool. I will. So first of all, these are the sites that I'm using to look for boats. If you guys find anything that's like screaming good deal kind of thing, like half price, where if you get it, you can sell it for, you know, double in a couple of years, send it over. So this is what I do. This is yachtworld.com. Everybody knows Yacht World. I go used boats, 36 to 49 feet, 50,000 to like 200,000. I actually bid on a boat when I got Zingaro. They were asking 220 for it, and I bid 105, and I actually got it. But I had to back out because at the time I only had 120 grand, and I didn't have any kind of income, so it would have been all my money, and it needed new sales. Point being, 220 is not outside of the range that a boat that we could get into. It's just, it happens. And then sailboats, and then you can do this thing called price drop, because look, this is 6,000 boats. So if you select price drop, it turns into 300 boats, and then you can see all the boats that people want to get rid of quickly. So some of these have been dropped like 5 grand, 8 grand, 9 grand, all that. So that's what I'm doing there. And then there's another one called Trade Me. This is a site for in New Zealand, and this is a great site for boats. There's a bunch on it, but they're all really, you can't get to them right now. Multi-Hull Solutions is a site that I think is out of Australia, but they handle boats all over the world. And they have everything. Most of the dollars are in Australian dollars, so you have to times it by 0.6 or so. And they have everything from projects to $1 million yachts on here. And then Rayate Yacht is a site I usually check just because they handle all of the French Polynesian boats. Like, look at this thing. This is an aluminum Easton 46, 160,000 euros. I mean, you know, it depends on how desperate the people are to sell her. But should I give you guys the links as I'm doing this? This is probably a better idea. I'll do that. So we're gonna get rid of this one. So the first boat we're looking at is a Fountain Peugeot. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna give you this link. That's the link for the Fountain Peugeot. This thing they're asking 110,000 euro for. I looked it up. It's got the name of the boat. So if you look up the name of the boat, this Sapotil thing, and then Lavezi 44 together, you'll find that this is a charter boat in Croatia. So I'm guessing it's pretty beat up, but it's a 2009 and it's a 40-footer, and it's a nice boat. I mean, this is a nice boat for 120 grand. I mean, if we could get into it for a little less than that. I'm not a huge fan of Fountain Peugeot, to tell you the truth. One of our brothers in the WhatsApp group has one of these. He's got like a 38-footer, I think, like a Tobago or an Antigua or something, and he ripped one of his bulkheads completely off. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult to convince me that this is the way to go. But this Fountain Peugeot is a great boat, and it's probably worth, you know, at least 50 grand more than that. All right, we're going to start with the catamarans. This Lagoon Tpi 42, as I said to the people in the WhatsApp group, I made an offer on this boat. There were 51 of these made, and it is a Lagoon, but it's one of the first ones. This one was made in 1991, and they were made by TPI. So TPI was a company that worked for Jeanneau. It was a yard that built Jeanneau's boats for a number of years, and they built them out of Rhode Island. So it's a U.S.-built boat. It's built really strong. It's built out of vinyl ester resin and balsa core, and it's these boats have a really cool fin profile underneath. They have mini keels, not daggerboards, which I don't really love because this thing has a 4.5-foot draft, but it's got a lot more space inside. So I mean, look at that galley down. Nice heads, got 2 heads and 4 cabins, I think. Big cockpit. I mean, this thing is badass. New engines, well, fairly new. I think he bought them. I talked to the broker, and he bought those engines out of a storm damaged boat that was on the hard that fell over and broke its keels off. So they just sold all the parts out of it. But if you see like the hull shape, this does not look like a Lagoon today. These don't have a lot to do with the newer Lagoon model. This would be a great boat. So I sent him an offer of 95,000, and he came back and he said 112,000. So that's exactly in between 95 and 130. And I just wrote him back and I said, look, man, I got 100 grand. If you take that, I would take the boat. One of the things that I'm worried about is like not getting the good deal. Like, you know, these boats sell for about 100 grand a lot. This one's probably a little more because it's got newer engines. And I don't know how much equity I would actually have in this thing after a year. It might be worth less than what I paid for it. Whereas had I invested the money into something that I could have a bunch of equity in, I could make $50,000 or $100,000 on the right boat. So this is a great boat and would fit my needs, but I'm having trouble balancing that dynamic where, you know, I don't want to. I have fear of missing out later. You know, if I get into this and then a bunch of boats come up in the next month because everybody's trying to get rid of them, you know, I might miss out on something crazy. One cool thing I'd like to point out about this boat is the bottom profile of the mini keels. Those are way different than the mini keels that you'll see on most catamarans now. These are almost like little keels, and because they're so deep, this boat probably sails and points really well. I mean, just looking at the bottom profile, I've never sailed on one of these. I had a friend with one, and he said it was great, but just looking at the bottom profile, I can see that it might get slapped a little bit, but it's probably going to point pretty well, so that's good. I'm really interested in getting something that sails really good. Nature's Journey says balsa core is yucky. You know, man, that's about 90% of the catamarans that you find now are end-grain balsa core. And there's good things about balsa core too. It's got really good shear strength. It's got good compression strength if you get hit by something. We're right by the train station, so you might hear the train in the background. Lance says, gutsy to go without the loan. I thought you might go up market shiny. Look at Yacht Hub, Oz in New Zealand. Haven't seen a few deals. The White Heaven project for 100K is overpriced, lacks headroom. Yeah. The problem with doing New Zealand and Australia, bro, is I have no idea when you guys are going to open up. It could be, you know, they're saying that from what I can hear, we're going to have a vaccine by the first of the year. So you guys might not even open your borders until the first of the year. And I don't want to wait that long. So there's lots of boats out there. There's a lot of boats in Australia and New Zealand. Yeah. Gemini, Von Allen, no. Geminis are not good boats. And Napiston says, don't buy a boat for equity. Well, you know, I can buy a boat for equity. I have the skills to do that. I mean, now is the time where you actually could do that. Because people, like what I've seen in the market is people are pricing their boats realistically now. Like for instance, this Katana 381, it's 119,000 right now. And if you look up Katana 381, you see how they like hodgepodged the blue decking, which looks freaking ridiculous. I don't know who would do that. They have a dog. But watch this. You'll find the same boat listed in Cartagena, Spain for 195,000 a couple years ago. Same boat. You see the hodgepodge of BS on the deck. They tried to sell this a couple years ago in Cartagena for 195,000. And you know, other boats that are 381s are priced between 150 and 200,000. So if we could get this one, turns out that, you know, do a little work to it, make it a little better, and you are actually buying a boat for equity. Now, I contacted this guy and had a nice long conversation with him, and he says the boat doesn't need anything, but I'm not really sure. I mean, the guy sounded kind of full of himself. Oh, he's like, oh, I've crossed the Atlantic twice and no need anything. Just get on and go, which is complete bullshit. That's such bullshit. Every boat needs something. I mean, come on, man. I hope he doesn't see this. I'm not going to hold back, though, because that's just ridiculous. So, good price, though. So he wants out of it. He knows that the market is on a downward slope, and he's priced it accordingly. When I did talk to him, he was really firm on the price, though. He laughed when I offered him a little less, and he's just like, oh, my boat is worth so much more. But I think give him a month or two, and he'll be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I will take 110 for it, or 105 or whatever. Yeah, so this is what he sent me when I asked for more information. Check this out.
So this is Cool Cat in Bobby's Mega Yard in St. Martin on the Dutch side. Just finished getting a bottom job done on the boat. So there is Interlux 2000E epoxy as a primer, and then 2.5 coats of Sea Hook Islands 44 plus basically that's on sail drives. Flex Pro. New zinc, new seals on the shafts. A bit of paint on the bottom of the...
Okay, yeah. Your bottom job looks fantastic, bud. Thanks. What I wanted was a survey, and what I got was, so I asked him, I'm like, hey, can I get some more information on the boat? And he sends me that video and nothing else. And I'm like, bro, you send me like a video of your bottom job. You know, congratulations for painting the bottom of your boat, but can you send me some more information on the boat now? And so he sends me this survey that was just the weirdest survey I've ever seen. It was after everything that the surveyor said, it said, like, replaced on this date, or finished on this date, refinished on this date. It was just, that's not the way a survey goes. It looked like what he did was he went in and altered it and found a font that was the same, and like everything, every single thing on the survey was taken care of, which is, I don't know, that's kind of a red flag for me, to tell you the truth. I've never seen a survey like that. It sounds to me like this is their first boat and they've had it a while, and they think they're badasses for, you know, sailing across the Atlantic, and they probably think it's worth way more than it is, and maybe don't even know what's wrong with it. So, you know, they don't know what to look for. They don't know that there's like torsional stressing in the high stress areas. He says that it's, he told me, I said, is there any torsional stress in the high stress areas, like where the hull and the deck and the bridge deck joint meet? And he's like, these things are, they're, what do you say? They're carbon fiber with fiberglass over it. The carbon fiber is the middle. I'm like, no, that's not true at all. They might use carbon fiber in a couple areas, but that's ridiculous. It would be like $1 million boat. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a rant now. All right, let's get back to the thing. I hate dealing with people like this. Oh, it's just so funny. Luckily there's lots of boats. Okay, so what's next? The Katana. That's a great boat. I would love that boat. That's basically Zingaro II. Like, Locke Crowther designed this boat right after he designed the Crowther Spindrift. So it's got a lot of really shared traits, and it probably sails really well. I know a couple people that have been cruising on one. Okay, so, oh yeah, you know what? Before we get into the monohull boats, let's talk really quick about the benefits of us getting a monohull boat. So, I think that going cruising for a long time on a Cat and then going cruising for a while on a mono would be super beneficial for, you know, just the YouTube channel, the learning experience, the shared learning experience. I think it would be very interesting. I think I know already I'm going to be like, I hate this thing. It makes me sick. It never stops rolling. But at the same time, when we're on passage, I'll be like, oh my God, I can sleep. It's like a train. It's like riding in a freaking air mattress or something. You know, I really think that it'll have its pros and cons, and it'll be really cool to experience that. And then just for personally, for Kimmy and I, we can, you know, offer better advice and stuff like that. So let's look at the monohull boats. So I went and I took a look at this boat. This is a 1989 Hylas center cockpit. It's a 44. It is a nice boat. Hylases are nice. Wait till you see the interior of this thing. Look at this. This is on par with one of the Halberg Rossi. It's kind of built like a Halberg Rossi. This is the front. This is the V-berth here. And then this is the aft cabin. Oh, look at that aft cabin. That would be so awesome. Oh yeah, and then Kimmy's favorite spot is the nav station. Like literally, I cannot buy a boat without a nav station. That's really all she cares about. It's funny. The problem with this boat is that this head, they turned into a wet locker, and it's completely trashed. Like everything is rusty. It needs a complete rehab and replacement. All of the wood needs to be redone, and all of the hinges, everything, everything that's metal, the head, it all needs to be replaced. And then it's also been sitting. Oh, it's got a new engine, which is cool. That must have been 30 grand. A new Yanmar 4-cylinder. The problem with this boat is that the guy wants to get out of boating, and he left it for a couple of years, and the window seals in the sun, they cracked, and then in the rain, up here it rains like crazy, they leaked. And now it leaked down onto the floorboards, and didn't get the deck, but it got the bulkhead where it attaches to the deck. There was standing water on a couple of the windows, and it delaminated the, it's got like 3/4 inch plywood bulkheads that are just making, not the structural ones, but just making up the most of the boat, the interior of the boat, with a veneer of teak. So a lot of those bulkheads would have to be removed, and then a new piece of wood, and then a new veneer of teak, and then everything has to be glued together, everything has to be cut right, everything has to be like finished. So I'm thinking that I could probably get this boat for 30-40 grand. They're asking 100 for it. So let's just go back to it real quick. So they're asking 100 grand, and other Hylas center cockpit 44s go for anywhere between 120 and 200,000. This is a nice boat, which I could probably have fixed up for 50 or 60 grand all in, and then it would be at least a $100,000 boat, so I'd have at least $40,000 of equity in it. Should I do that? I don't know. Do I want a monohull? Not really, but you know, it's a thought, and that's all this is about, is really showing you guys like what I'm thinking of. I'm just gonna, you know, be completely honest with you on where I'm at here. So go for some. Stuart Brown says go for something you want, as we love your adventures. That's cool. Kurt Vesper says, morning mate, probably the best to hold out a couple of months if you can. Boat prices will go through the floor and things will start to tighten for people. Yeah, I think so. Armin Wagner says, even more than a moi, laughing my ass off. Lance Reynolds says travel between Australia and New Zealand could happen soon, 1 or 2 months. Yeah, the Tasman traveling, you guys are going to open your borders to each other, but I highly doubt that they're going to open for the foreigners. I really don't. I've been paying attention to that because I've been in the boat market, and all of the Daggerboard cats, like literally all of them, are built in Australia or New Zealand. So Nicholas Busby says no mono, boo. Yeah. Learning the lines. I've toured some sweet deals on monos. 91 Beneteau. No, absolutely not. Beneteaus are not even on the radar. Those are crap boats. We have a friend with a Hunter, which is basically the same thing, that they took from Seattle to Hawaii to Tahiti, and torsionally this boat twisted, and there's like bookshelves that run up the sides, and those things like completely snapped, and that's not a good boat for what we're doing. We need something stronger than that. Let's see. You're going to bash your toes on those concrete steps to the motorhome. Yeah, I know. We just put those in today, but it's better than walking through mud and getting mud all over the place. What are your next trips going to be? Plenty of deep water? Yeah, I mean, you can get around. I mean, there's people everywhere we go. There's monohulls and there's cats. So it's what they say about like the shallow draft of the catamaran being so much better is completely. I mean, yeah, you can get closer to shore when you anchor. You can get into some kind of gunk holes that monohull boats can't. But to be completely honest, hardly ever is that used to your advantage. Let's see. Kimmy says I'm doing great. Let's see. Okay, how about an AML? Perfect. Yes, AMLs are great. I have another boat to show you, actually. Let's go to it. Bam, display capture. So we talked about the Hylas. The best part about the Hylas is this. That bed is so awesome. What? That'd be nice. This is an oyster, and I called this guy. He's asking 165 for it, and he said, "Look, man, I'll probably take 130, and I can, you know, since I called him directly, he's also got a YouTube channel. He said he might be able to knock off 10%, which would be like 117, So 117 for a Oyster 435 is a great price, and beautiful boat, really, really well built. This is probably one of the better boats that you can find on the market at all, ever. Oysters and Swans are like the best monohull boats you can get. So this is a thought, an Oyster 435 with a big V-berth in the front and a big master cabin in the back. Come on, where's the master cabin? These guys are called Sail Be Happy. They didn't do very many YouTube videos. I think they just didn't realize what kind of work they were getting into. But anyway, there's a berth in the back and there's a berth in the front. Like, I don't know where the berth in the back is. Come on. Huh. Weird. I'd really like to see that berth in the back. You must have removed that picture or something. But anyway, yeah, that's that berth. Oyster would be a great choice if we had to go to a monohull boat. This is a little bit of a small one, but 44 is probably a good size for 2 people, having guests aboard every once in a while. And then the last boat we're going to look at is called a Lafitte 44. Lafitte is this is a really special boat. So there's a YouTube channel called Sea Change, and it's my buddy Brandon. We actually shared a doc years ago, 10 years ago, before either one of us started a YouTube channel. And the cool thing about Brandon is he does insane videos, but he only did 4 and then stopped because he doesn't really need the money from the YouTube revenue, so he doesn't want to release all of that footage onto YouTube. He wants to probably do a documentary with it or do another venue, because he's got a Red camera. He's got an underwater case for his Red camera, which is just the case alone is like $48,000 or something, and then a bunch of lenses, and he goes all around. He's got one of these Lafittes, and according to him, there was like 30 or 40 that were built, and they were snatched up in the early 80s and used as drug running boats. Like half of them were used as drug running boats because they're fast, they're nimble, and they're easy to sail, and they have a big payload. So they're built by Bob Perry. My first boat was a Bob Perry boat, and they're just awesome boats. Like this one's all set up. It's got an arch, it's got a hydrovane. It's a 44-foot boat, so it's got plenty of room. They had to tear their teak decks out and just fiberglass the decks. But yes, it's 40 years old, but this boat is pretty awesome, and it sails really well. And it needs a little bit of updating, but it's a pretty boat. Got a good V-berth. This is more of like a sailor's boat, not so much for looks like the Oyster, or for comfort like the Swans or something. It's more like this will sail you anywhere you want to go in the world. And he's taken this boat to Antarctica, so that's why I included that. I really like those Lafittes, and I've only seen them for more than 120 grand. All the time. Like I've been paying attention to them since Brandon bought his, maybe 5 years ago, and every time one comes up on Cruisers World, or every time one comes up on sailboat listings or Yacht World, they're all above 120 grand. And to see one at 86 grand, I think, 84.5 is just, that's a deal, man. If you can get it for a little cheaper, Also the equity thing. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I mean, do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any comments? I would love for you guys to send me some boats. Don't bombard me with craziness. But if you find something awesome, like especially a cat, a good, newer Fountain Peugeot or an older, what are they called? Katana. I really would love an older Katana, like a 90s Katana 380 or 41. That would be super cool. I don't know if I'm going to find that for 100 grand, but I mean, there's got to be some people out there that are looking to get rid of their boat. And monohulls too, I'm looking at those. We can get a big 45-foot mono. It'll be comfortable for 6 easy. It'll be super comfortable in a seaway. It's not going to rip in half. And yeah, or an AML. AMLs are great. Those are a little more expensive unless you get an older one, but the Delos has a Super Miramu. There's also an AML Miramu, which is like a little bit smaller, and it's set up the same way, and that would be perfect too. I've seen a couple of those on the market. Nature's Journey says Bruce Roberts. You're just saying that, man, because you have a Bruce Roberts. No, I like those boats. I could get a metal boat. I could do metal. Sure, I would rather do aluminum. Have you ever heard of Alubat? They make the OVNI series of boats. Those are really cool. Yeah. So, Alan Kennedy says, nice location for this time of year. I don't know if you're talking about my location. I really like it here. What are you doing, Dad? Dad,
Shut up.
what are you doing?
Am I bugging you?
Yeah. You're always bugging me.
Good.
What do you think this is your house or something?
This is the only way I can get your attention.
Don't spray that on me, man.
Well, it's a bug spray, so I am.
It's not gonna like get in the air, is it?
Shut up.
You hear this?
You haven't died yet.
You guys hear how he treats me? This is how I grew up. This is why I am the way I am. It's his fault.
You must respect my authority.
Israel says, I don't know how anyone could go back to a monohull after catamaran cruising. Yeah. I've had a bunch of monos before. I never cruised on one, but I think it would be good. There would be a lot of good points too. There would be the fact that I don't have to worry about it breaking. I don't have to worry about it flipping. If we did get caught in like something huge, you can just button it up, heave it to, and just go down below and wait it out. That's what a lot of people do. And that would be so nice. In a cat, you can't do that. You have to run. You have to run earlier. In a monohull boat, you have to run at a certain point too, but you have to run a lot earlier in a catamaran. And, I think it would have good points. What would be annoying is the way that we cruise and the way that you'll see on the series pretty soon is as soon as we got out of Easter Island, we started tying to rocks and like putting chain around rocks, and that's cool, man. I'm not doing anything. I think that the places that we were going towards the end of our journey were just so far out there, and they didn't have a good protection, and having a catamaran to be in the swell was really nice because we could still sleep. Having a monohull in those kind of situations is going to be a real pain in the ass, and then we're going to have to be dealing with like flopper stoppers and then 2 flopper stoppers, and then I don't know. Des has a little 34-foot cruiser racer you can buy. Sure, man. Armin says you're killing the coronavirus with that, dude.
I'm trying.
You should spray yourself with it.
I'm going to. Taking a bath in it.
You take a shower in that thing? That's awesome. Kurt, how about a Privilege 39? Yeah, sure. That's perfect. I'd like to see it. I don't really like the Privilege boats just because they're built for room instead of sailability. So the trampolines are really small. It's really big inside, and I just hate the name Privilege. Like, that's such a shitty thing to call a catamaran. I swear, it's such a turn off to me. Like, I have a Privilege 39-foot yacht. It just sucks. So Green Party Jail Joe, Connecticut says, be patient. There will be more deal coming than you can possibly imagine. Cash is king in a collapsing housing market. Big boats like what you want have to be even more price elastic. Yeah. I'm not in any huge hurry, but at the same time, I would love to get back on the water. I've got probably 2 more weeks here to fulfill all of the Kickstarter campaign stuff. By the way, that's all done. Everything's ordered. Everything's coming. All the mailing materials, all the prints, all the shirts, all the hats. If you guys want a hat, you can go to. If you haven't seen this yet, you can go to Kickstarter Zingaro. Just put in Kickstarter Zingaro, and then click on Sailing Zingaro Season 2, and then it says Order Merch and Prints here. You guys can still order there if you guys want some stuff. There's hats, there's prints, whatever. Cool. But you don't have to do that. I appreciate you all supporting me. Pretty neat. Let's see. How do you feel about a Hortsman trimaran? I don't know anything about a Hortsman trimaran, but yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about doing that. Privilege sounds like an old German dishwasher. There's a 1992 Katana 40 in St. Augustine, Florida for 119,000 pounds. Is that right? Or dollars? That's a really good price if it's in dollars. And is the Shioning in Brisbane out of the picture? Michael Doyle says yes. Yeah, it is. They want $260,000 for it. We were going to get $100,000 or maybe $120,000 on the loan, and I just don't feel comfortable getting a loan for $120,000 right now. So we're going to pay cash, and we'll make it work, and that'll just be for the next year or two, and then we can save up, and then we can get financing, and then we can get the dreamboat later. But buying the dreamboat now is not going to happen. It's just not. I don't think we're there. Maybe if I found an investor or a company that would like to pre-invest in us $50,000 or $100,000 for some marketing or something, maybe. But I just don't feel comfortable getting a loan that big right now. Not just because it's probably the best time to buy a boat like that, but paying it off is the problem. Because the whole thing of the Kickstarter campaign was, look, we're going to take a loan, but then we're going to sell charters. We already sold a few charters. Let's sell them as we go and pay the boat off that way. Well, if nobody wants to come on our boat because they're afraid that we're going to get them sick or something, or they're afraid to travel, or the charter business doesn't come back soon, we're royally screwed, and we have a $2,000 a month bill that we have to pay, which is severely going to limit what we can do. So it's like a lifestyle boat style thing. Like, how nice of a boat do we really need to do the lifestyle that we do? Kurt Vesper says, yeah, it's a shit house, named Granted, but well-built cats, though. Plus, you could Zingaro the shit out of it, and it must have shark's teeth painted on the bows. Oh, I need to have a poll with you guys to say, should I paint shark's teeth on the bow of the boat if I get another cat? Or not? Maybe it should be something else. Kemi was talking about maybe dragons if we went to Japan. That would be cool, having big dragons across the side, but you know, the shark's teeth thing is kind of the shtick for sailing Zingaro, so I don't know. Stuart says, I ordered a hat the other day. Thank you, buddy. Alan says, we love our new shirts. Dude, if you guys ordered shirts from this campaign, you're going to love them. The men's, like I said, is hemp, and the women's is bamboo, and they're top of the line. You can't get any better than that. So we decided to really go out and, you know, everything that we did for this campaign is just really top of the line stuff. It's cool. I'm sure you guys are gonna like that. I cannot wait for you. If you guys get a grab bag of stuff from me, please take a picture with it or send me a little note or something, because I hope you guys like it. So it says no pound sterling. I'm in Ireland, so the pound is near parity with the dollar. Really? Wow, I didn't know that. I haven't paid attention to pound sterling, but yeah, 120 grand would be great. We can't all find or have the insight to find the onboard lifestyle catamaran for dirt cheap. Yeah. And I don't want you all to try to look for one, because then I'm going to get 3,700 emails a day. And I just like, you know, every once in a while, hey man, look, I'm not looking at every single site. Some of these go quick too. Like there was a couple boats that I missed just because they were so fast. It's all about the core, any amount of hulls, please no plywood. No more plywood. I would not get another Katana. I'm sorry, Crowther, just because I just can't see myself being comfortable on a home-built boat from that era anymore. And the only other Crowthers are the Windspeed and the 442 or 424. I think he's got, or maybe 224 or something like that. And the Spindrift. And I am not going to get another Spindrift. I don't care if it's made by the best yard in the world out of aluminum. I'm not getting another Spindrift. I just never sleep on it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I'd like a production boat, something built stronger, that's all one piece underneath, that's all glass together. That way it can't rip in half, you know? I mean, it almost killed us. So I'm being very careful and cautious about the build style. I should probably turn this off, huh? This is annoying as hell to watch. Sorry about that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay? No more loan. We're gonna get a really strong boat for 100 grand. I got 100 grand to pay, and I'm gonna get a freaking screaming deal. I'm putting this out in the universe with my meditation powers that I'm gonna get the most badass boat and crazy deal, a $200,000 boat for 100 grand. Okay? So that's what's happening. Those are the boats I'm looking at. That's the update for now. Love you guys. I'd love to answer any other questions that you have. I'll stay on for another like 5 minutes and do that. Alan Ketty says, teeth. Yeah, dragons have teeth. That would be cool to have like dragons' faces right up the front, you know, and then like the body back. Michael Wilcox says, we'll never be scared, but just couldn't charter with you nonstop, unfortunately. Yeah. I honestly am very much leaning toward a catamaran. I really, really want another cat. Going back to a monohull would suck. But I could get a way bigger, way stronger boat that way. So comfort would be relative to like how much roll there was in the water, what part of the world you're in. You know, there's always ways to mitigate that if we're on a charter together. But as far as, you know, it being my home, I just don't want something that is going to be so uncomfortable that's going to limit where I go. That's the whole problem with the monohull boat. Paint it any way you want. Just keep the episodes starting with you two pulling the original. That's epic. I think actually we're going to have to change that for two reasons. One, it's old. It's the old boat. I mean, I guess it would still make sense. Two, I had a life coach that talked to me, and he said, you know, he looked at my videos and he was a fan of ours, and he said, look, I think you manifested this boat breakage, because look in your episodes and look at your intro and what happened. You actually had to jump in the water with rope in your mouth to save your life, and that's kind of what you're doing in that intro. And yes, it's funny, and yes, it's a great idea, but you know, maybe you shouldn't put that energy out in the universe. And I'm totally about that manifestation and the law of attraction, and I think that it's time to retire that intro. We'll probably keep the music, because the music has some kind of like subliminal effect where you hear it and you know that's Zingaro, but we'll figure out something else to do, something cool and something fun and stupid, and it'll be fun. We just have to figure out another idea. So that's about that. Lance Reynolds says, smart, get the best construction first priority. Yep. Des says you may win the lottery. Yeah, that's true. Got to play the lottery to win it, but you know, you never know. I believe you'll get an awesome boat. Has to be sharks. Bill Jones, thanks, buddy. B Mac says, looking for a ghetto pirate catamaran with shark's teeth. I'll put the shark's teeth on. Stuart Brown says, don't get a cat. Don't get a cat. Okay, well, Stan says, get a cat. Well, you know, everybody's got their own opinion. At the end of the day, it's our choice, and it's going to be something where, you know, is it going to be strong enough? Is it going to do what we want to do? And does it make sense financially? That's kind of where my head's at now. It's just, you know, can I get rid of it later and get the boat I really want? I guess if money wouldn't be the challenge, it would be a cat, but for the same money, you can get a better mono. Yep. Lance, thanks heaps for this chat opportunity. Yeah, man, of course. Thank you guys for joining. There's like 50 people on this thing. I love it. I really love you guys. I'm glad I have you as a family, and there's way more stuff coming. There's all the, oh man, that new video that Kimmy did. Wow, really good job. I think that's her best video. If you haven't seen that video yet, go onto the Patreon site or the Kickstarter site and click on that video and watch it, because it is awesome. I think that's her best video she's ever done. Part of it was that we had just invested in new camera equipment, and we started really paying attention because nobody had documented Easter Island, not any YouTube channels yet. So we were there for a month, and we really wanted to make it good, and we did, and we definitely succeeded. It's a really good video. So yeah, man, that's it. Let's see. Stuart Brown says, no, fat fingered. Do get a cat. Oh, yeah. Everybody wants to. Okay, good. You guys all say to get a cat. Good. You're on the same page as me. So, yeah, I'd like to just thank Kimmy for making the episodes and keeping us going. And I love you guys. And I will talk to you very soon, okay? Because, you know, now that I'm starting to make offers on boats and I'm starting to get shit moving, there's going to be some stuff that's going to happen in the next couple weeks. So when I have more information, or I land on a boat and I go out and see it, I just got a new camera and a gimbal, so I'm going to start filming all that stuff for the season 2, and then we're going to transition the season 1 into the season 2. And I don't really know how to do that because there's a lot of footage left. We might just do like one big huge season finale episode that explains where we're at, and then end it, and then 2 weeks later, season 2 starts. Boom, I'm looking for a boat. Okay, love you guys. Much appreciated. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much for making this happen. Gonna take you along on the journey and show you guys some cool stuff. Love you. Bye. Laters.